Hello, how you doing? It's Mr. Do the Math here, and today we're going to talk about evaluating algebraic expressions by substituting, right? So let's go over some vocabulary. This is all in your note packet. A variable is a letter that represents a number, okay? Variable is a letter that represents a number. In today's lesson, we're going to take a number and put it in the place of the variable. That's called substitution, but we'll get there. An algebraic expression is a math sentence with variables, okay? Substitution means to, is a fancy way of saying replace with variables, right? Or replace the variables. I'm sorry, replace the variables. You're going to replace the variables with numbers, right? Now, when substituting, though, you must put parentheses around the value when you plug it in. So when you substitute, I want you to put in parentheses, and that's what we're going to be doing today, okay? Now let's talk about the steps when evaluating. The first thing you want to do is you want to substitute the number for the variable, right? Then after you substitute, you're going to evaluate using PEMDAS, the order of operations. All right, you're going to use the order of operations. Okay? Everybody got that? Nevaeh, why don't you just move up? Okay? Let's look at number one. Let's do some examples. Number one, x plus 2, right? We're going to evaluate x plus 2 when x equals 5. What that means is, wherever x is, remember it says when substituting, put in parentheses. We're going to put 5 there, where the x is, plus 2. That's the substituting. So we substituted, and then we're going to do the math. Doing the math is 5 plus 2, which is going to give you 7. Okay? We good? You good? You got that already? Solid. All right, number 2. Negative 11 minus y when y equals negative 12. This shows why it's so important to put those numbers in parentheses. All right, so it's going to be negative 11 minus y, negative 12. All right, we put it in parentheses so that we can see that here you have a minus negative. All right, with the minus negative, this is going to change to what? Yes? Positive. Positive. So it'll be negative 11 plus 12. Negative 11 plus 12 equals 1. Okay? Everybody good? All right, let's go to, that's 1, 2. This is number 3. This probably was a lot like the one in your quiz yesterday. Negative b. B is negative 2. So it's going to be negative 2. Minus negative. Dahani, you with me? Minus negative gives me what? What's that? When I got 2 negatives, it turns into a what? Yeah. Yeah, positive 2. Good. Here, xy is the same as x times y. Okay? So if x equals 3 and y equals 5, when we substitute, it's going to be negative 3 times 5. Jordan, what we get? Jordan. 3 times 5. 15. And that negative sign comes down. Negative 15. How many students have that? Cool. All right. Number 5. X equals negative 7. Y equals 7. So when we substitute, it's going to be 3 times negative 7 plus 7. Okay? Now we're going to do the math. Order of operations say I multiply first, right? Then I add. 3 times negative 7 is what?
21.
Negative 21, thank you. Plus 7. Vino, what you get? Negative 21 plus 7. All right, help us out.
I'm doing something.
Oh, okay. Murph, what you got? What you got, Murph?
14.
Negative 14. Good job, Maria. Good. Number 6. A equals 8. A equals 8 b equals 3. Alright, so it's gonna be 16 over 8 mas b plus 9 over 2. Alright? Order of operations. This is division. 16 divided by 8, Avion. 16 divided by 8, that's all. Just as, all right, plus 3 plus 9, which is 12 over 2. 12 over 2 is what?
6.
6. Good. So it's going to be 2 plus 6. Okay. Good. Let's put it on my desk and go behind the camera. Here we go. Z equals 7. Z equals 7. This one throws a lot of people off. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this one up, and I'm going to let you guys work it out. So it'll be 4 times 7 to the second power plus 7 minus 5, right? I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to work this out. So substitute, you basically substitute 7 for Z. Substitute 7 for Z. Substitute 7 for Z, right? You got something? No. No? Here we go. First step. What do I need to do first? What's the very, very first thing I do? Yeah, Brian.
7 to the second power.
Absolutely. You do exponents first. 7 to the second power, right? That's going to give you 4 times 49 plus 7 minus 5, right? What's the next thing we do? Yeah, Alana.
Do the math beside the parentheses.
Do the math beside the parentheses, right? So then what's that?
49 times 4.
Absolutely. You'll multiply. 49 times 4 gives us what? Huh?
196.
196, right? The last part, what do I do?
Add 2.
You gotta add, right? So 196 plus 7 minus 5, which is basically 2, you get 198. How many students got 198? Good. All right, make sure you got that written down. Okay? Now this last problem, M is -1, N is -2, P is -3. What I want you to do, I want somebody to tell me how we would write this out. How would we substitute, right? How would we substitute this? All right, how would we substitute this? What would I write down to substitute it? Somebody tell me what to write. Go for it.
You would do negative parentheses 1 plus 4 parentheses to the second power plus negative 2 to the second power minus 3 to the second power, and then if.
Hold on.
And that's it.
Y'all good with that? Very good. The only thing that I would add is there's supposed to be a negative sign with the 1, right? And a negative sign with the 3. Okay? Who wants to do the next step? So we substituted. All right, the next step was basically step 1. What's the first thing I'm doing? What's the first thing I'm doing?
Parentheses.
Parentheses, good. Parentheses is first. So that's gonna be -1 plus 4, right? -1 plus 4 is what? Yes, Avion. 3. Right? Plus -2 squared minus -3 squared. All right? What's the next step? What's the next step? Murph, what's next? Yeah, come on, man. Exponents. So that's all these these exponents. So that's 3 to the second power is gonna be negative 9 because it's minus sign here. That's gonna be negative 2 to the second power, which is 4, and then negative 3 to the second power, which is gonna be 9 again. Then finally from here, what do we do? Talk to me, Brian.
Do left to right.
Yeah, you're gonna add or subtract from left to right. So it's gonna be negative 9 plus 4, negative 5 minus 9, negative 5 minus 9. Yes, Avion.
Equals negative 14.
Negative 14. Right? Negative 14. Okay? So, again, basically with substituting, you're gonna substitute the value, and then you're gonna evaluate using the order of operations. Okay? So I'm going to post this in the Google Classroom so we have it. But this is evaluating expressions, algebraic expressions using substitution. Right? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Mr. Doodle Math out.
Follow my Instagram.